the most tragic career and melancholy redemption of Nick Bottom the Weaver. Nick Bottom was an only child. Now, he was expected to take over the family business from his father, who was a renowned master weaver. Beautiful, intricate, detailed creations. The glitterati of all Athens are clamoring for his designs. As he wove, he always wore his famous red gloves. He called them magic gloves, woven from fine blood red silk and lined within by a white fox's fur. Now, Nick, never that into the weaving game really, but he did his family duty, and one of those duties was delivering bolts of cloth around the city. Occasionally, he was called on to deliver bolts of cloth to the great theater in Athens. One time, he sees a rehearsal taking place. He sees sets being built and costumes being sewn and actors running their scenes. Well, he's instantly in love. He thinks, these lucky people, if only for a while, they get to be someone else. They get to be somewhere else. This is the art for me. So, when Nick gets home, he tells his dad, Dad, I want to be an actor. Well, as you can imagine, Dad's like, no way. You're a bottom. You will be a weaver. Well, begrudgingly, Nick does his family duty. Then one day, on a delivery, he gets offered a small, tiny part in one of their productions. He instantly accepts and in secret attends rehearsals to take part in the production. On the day of the performance, he's about to slip off to the theater like he always does. Poof, up pops Dad. Dad's like, whoa, where do you think you're going? We've got a huge shipment of wool coming in. It's got to go way up high in the loft. It's definitely a two-man job. I need your help. You're not going anywhere. Well, Nick just explodes with emotion. He tells his father about the play and says he wants to be an actor and defiantly storms off to the theater. Well, that night, during the performance, while Nick is having the greatest moment of his life, at home, his father, with a huge bundle of wool, is climbing a ladder into the loft. He falls from a great height. He crushes both his hands so horribly that he can never weave again. Now, Nick, of course, when he hears about this, is wrapped with guilt. And not only that, he's immediately forced to take over the family business, or they're all going to starve. Nick, God bless him, he gives it a real shot. But as you might imagine, nothing is good enough for the old man. It's always complaining and nitpicking everything to death, and always some version of, I could have done it better. Could have. In fact, Jake was so embarrassed by his crushed, useless hands, he was never seen in public that he didn't hide them inside his red gloves. And those gloves that had been a symbol of his creative genius, he now wore as a badge of impotence and shame. He became so depressed and sickly that eventually he retired to his bed where he waits to die. Now, Nick, as a result of all this, his entire weaving experience has been a misery, bereft of joy. But what nobody knows is that Nick still sneaks around and does theater. Because, and this is Nick Bottom the Weaver's prime motivator, he believes if he can become as renowned an actor as his father was a weaver, that he will somehow justify and redeem himself in his father's eyes and his own heart. It's at this point that A Midsummer Night's Dream happens. According to Shakespeare, Nick gets the opportunity to perform before the Duke of Athens, which he does so horribly that everyone thinks it's hilarious, and miraculously they love it. The end of Shakespeare's Nick Bottom the Weaver. Now, to quote Nick, will it please you to see the epilogue? After the play, when everybody's shaking Nick's hand, he's got his script and he gets the nobility to sign it. The Duke himself signs, "Well played, Nick Bottom the actor. He takes the script, runs wildly through the streets of Athens to his father's house, where he sees the doctor's horse outside. He runs into the bedroom, his mother, the doctor, and on the bed, his father, who only then, moments ago, had died. Nick bursts into tears. He collapses hard across the body of his father. And as he does, of course, a gasp erupts from the old man as the weight of the blow restarts his heart. No one can believe it. Laughing, Nick holds out the script and says, "Father, tonight I performed for the best and brightest nobility of Athens. It was a triumph." As Jake reads the names and accolades, tears well up in the old man's eyes, and he says, "I'm sorry, son. We could have put that wool in the loft any day. 'Twas mine own malice and ego that laid low these hands. I love you, son." And with a tear and a smile of pride, thus dies Jake Bottom the Weaver. Nick cries rivers of tears, tears of sorrow, tears of relief, tears of love for his father. When they subside, he takes the script and gently drops it in the fire. He walks over to the dressing table and he picks up his father's gloves. Magic gloves woven from fine blood-red silk and lined within by a white fox's fur. He thoughtfully slips them on his hands as he walks out and into his father's workshop, and there, before a giant, empty loom, he sits down upon an ancient wooden stool and he says, "I swear, from now on this loom is my stage. Great works of beauty, not a father's rage. If I toil, perfect, and give this my heart with all of my gusto, like theater's art, methinks perhaps in these threads I might find a way to create my own peace of mind. And father, at last your son you shall call the best Bottom the Weaver of them all."